Hello, welcome back to the part 4 of this Design with Me series. In this particular series, we're going to be discussing and talking about the swimming pool area and also the driveway area. So, to begin, we're going to start with the swimming pool area. So, by now, we're already done with the modeling of the main part of the building, at least for the most part. The next aspect is the swimming pool area. And to begin this swimming pool area, what I mostly do is go in with my design detail lines as well, just like I stated before. So I'm going to adjust the topo surface at the site slightly because I noticed some parts were not aligned with the lower level. So to do that, go into edit mode and then click on place points. Make sure it's on the same level, that's the level elevation, it's on the same level as the lower level. In my own case, it's minus 4,300 mm, and just go to a 3D view and click on the points that you think are above or are below, and as you click, you'll notice it's aligned. This is just like you'd be doing on any other sculpting software. It's more or less like you're sculpting the site, and it looks good. There's a bit of freestyle in there, and make sure that everything is in line with what you want. So back to the swimming pool. To create subregions, go to massing and site and then click on subregions, and then select the same lines we initially put for the detail line that represents the boundary of the swimming pool. And after selecting it, you can change your material so that that particular part of the site would have a different look, so that it gives you an idea of where you're starting from, because I like to start from changing what the topo surface or the site would look like, and then from there I can now build around it. So more or less like building from the main thing outwards. So I'm just going to adjust the material, adjust the colors till it's like pool green, and then take a look at it in 3D. Next is creating the base of the pool, or the pool base level. Select your building pad for this. Select the same boundary or perimeter of the pool that we created. Adjust the level so that it goes down to the depth that you desire for the pool. At this level, you'll be able to see the building pad on a lower level, and then you'll see the sub-region above it. Cross-check to make sure everything is in line. I'm just going to speed up and adjust a couple of things on other parts of the building that we did not touch, or that I just noticed. Okay, so back to the swimming pool. So now we're going to build the pool wall, the swimming pool wall, around the same perimeter or the red line. slightly adjusting it so that it just aligns with the top. And then on the lower level, I'm going to offset the same boundary. You can hover around one of the walls and tap on tab. It will select every other connected wall. Give it a slight offset. Adjust the level so that everything is in line, and now adjust the top so that it goes down to align with the site. This from the lower level plan view, and you can see the two of them. Now for the floor area around the pool, just going to go with a regular form. Adjust the level, align it so that there is a bit of step down. Adjust using align and align the other end. Okay, it was clashing, so I'll just work with this point and extend it all the way so that there is some continuity to the back of the house. And now, because this is under, I'm going to adjust the site, place points, adjust the level to the base level, and then just click accordingly, and in no time it would align. So now all of the sites is kind of aligned. The site towards the pool area is aligned towards what is happening behind the house. So it's like on the same level. So now for the pool gutters, I'm just going to slightly adjust one of the wall and then match its property. And then for the base of the pool gutter, I just created one that is bounding it. I'll change the level and change the material to just a basic slab. And then give it a different height so that it offsets a little bit down, and then cut a section to see what is happening. So as you can see, there is the pool, the main pool, and then there is a gutter just besides the pool, which we would cover up in a bit. So most pools have this kind of drain system, depending on how it's designed, but they have a kind of drain system that caters for excess running water or spilled water around the pool. Some of them are concealed around the pool, some are towards a particular side of the pool, and that's how it works. For this particular design, I'm just doing a basic drain around the pool. I just want to put sort of a mass that would look like water, or at least give that sense of a volume, or the pool that has some kind of water. So I'm just going to adjust it slightly to make it look like it's full. And if you go to the lower level floor plan, it looks as good as a pool. So to walk around the drain at the side of the pool, I'm going to make use of a sloped glazing. Now this is a very different method than a lot of people would do, but I find that it gets the work done so fast. Instead of having to do maybe extrusions or bring in any components, I could easily just adjust, make a duplicate of one of my sloped glazing, and then adjust it, adjust the mullions, the size, change the materials, and it will look as good as a side drain for the pool. And then all I'll need to do is copy it along. So for the panels on the host, I'm going to make them empty. So at this point it just looks like steel with a bit of spacing. I can change the spacing in between so it looks much more compacted. Select all those panels and you can just delete them, and it remains empty. Copy this particular one down because it's on the same direction, and then place new points on the other one. Turn off the slope. And then it's going to take the same properties of the initial one that it's created from, but you need to duplicate it and then change the grid on which you have those mullions. So now at this point it's going to run from bottom to top instead of left to right. You can now copy this to the other end, and if you look at it in the 3D, it looks just like it's a pool drain system. So I'm just going to do some kind of conceal those grills. I'm just going to make use of another material to sort of conceal it so that it's underneath and it's not so obvious that there are grills there. So let's say we're going with a fine stone finish. Look for something in line with that. Then the inner perimeter, I want to go with a different material so that it gives it some sense of detail. Going with travertine. Align it. So it gives a bit of detail. That'll be all for this. Just looking around to cross check. Okay, this particular part just going to create something like a retaining wall on the side, and I'll just speed up the video so that it doesn't really, just because there is some part of the site that is kind of standing free, so I'll just create something like a retaining wall along that axis, and we will be done for this with this video. I think that's good enough. Looks good enough. Next is the driveway along the slope, creating the driveway along the slope. Now, because we have the site on this particular, the site is kind of sloped, we want to create a slope driveway along that slope downwards. So to begin, go to massing and sites, click on subregions, and then go to a top view, something like the lower level or the side view, and then just go about your road as if you would on a very flat surface. I'm just going to speed up this part because at some point I had to change. I wanted to go with a different design for the road, but I ended up changing my mind to just go with a straightforward, drive down and then drive into the garage or just park in front or something. So I ended up changing it. Yeah, this looks good, but I'm going to change the material. To asphalt. Yeah, this looks so I'm just going to adjust some of these points so that it aligns with the entrance of the garage. So at minus 4,000, it aligns with that particular entrance, and we're not really having a problem with it. I'm going to adjust the other points so that it has some kind of gradual slope around. And it's not so sharp. Then delete a couple of the ones in the middle that make it look so sharp. Yeah. So this looks good. Just investigating the particular model. But for this entrance, just want to adjust some points so that the site actually meets where the stairs begin. On site, this would be probably just filling up some of these spots. A little bit of adjustments. Now you might want to spend time, learning how to move some of these points, because the more you stay with it or the more you practice it, the better you become at understanding how the surfaces work and how you can easily adjust them. So it looks pretty good, at least the transition. And I'm just looking at other parts of the house. Yeah, that's good for now. I'll see you in the next lesson.